Yeah, because there's extra fluid, you know, the baby, remember, babies are a foreign object. From the day that the egg and sperm meet and fertilization takes place, the body's trying to get rid of it, okay? And so, just depending on how much activity they may have, fluid intake or no intake, blood flow, circulation, that sort of thing, it can cause them to have the buildup of the fluids. Now, in some cases, it can actually become life-threatening to both mom and baby. They might have to actually go, you know, do other things for them in the hospital to try to get rid of the fluid. Now, the lymph node structure, that gets very interesting, okay? In the structure of the lymph node, a lymph node is a lymph gland that's located along the vessel pathway. They're going to contain the lymphocytes, the macrophages, so that they can take care of anything that's trying to invade. The structure of the lymph node, it's going to be enclosed in this really thick, fibrous connective tissue capsule. All right? They do a lot of times look like a kidney bean. Okay? Now, they're going to have that connective tissue capsule that is going to be surrounding this inner tissue. That capsule begins to invaginate. Does everybody know what I mean by that? Okay? It begins to make these little infoldings all the way around. Now, when we look at this structure, we're going to have in this inner portion the area that's referred to as a germinal center. Germinal, germ. What does it make you think about? Not that kind of germ. If something is the germinal portion of it, it gives rise. Now, in the white blood cells that we've talked about the T cells. What was another one of those lymphocytes? The B cells. The T cells, where did they come from? The thymus gland, and they've kind of circulated around, and they're in that lymph node, and they're just sitting there waiting. Okay? Now, if it's a T cell that's already been used, it's going to end up being a memory cell. The B cells, where did they come from? The blood, bone marrow, B, bone, okay? The bone marrow. They're going to be able to make antibodies for the B cells. They'll also have memory cells that they will make. The process, it's very interesting to say the least. If you're not able to make antibodies, what can happen? You can, and probably very gruesomely, because opportunistic infections will move in. The lymph nodes, like I said, they're found in these clustered areas. They're along the pathway of the vessels. We find them in our cervical region, axillary region, supra, sorry, y'all should have corrected me there, inguinal region, pelvic cavity, abdominal cavity, thoracic cavity. Their job: two primary functions. Filter harmful particles from the lymph. Act with the immune system in the surveillance of the body that has been done by the macrophages and lymphocytes. These lymph nodes are going to be areas that will also allow for lymphocyte production, not the T cells, B cells. So we need them to remove and destroy foreign particles before it gets returned, before that fluid, that lymph, returns to the bloodstream. We want it to attack viruses. We want it to attack bacteria, parasites. We want it taken care of before it gets back to blood circulation. If the system is functioning correctly, you won't even know you're sick. If it's not, and it loses that battle, you're going to get sick, okay? So the job: protect the body. Take a break. Be back at 12:30.